Hello, OBS. Okay, can hear me now. Yay. I'm also going to turn on desktop audio. So anytime now I should hear it coming back on my phone. Because I didn't even realize this whole time that it wasn't actually hearing us. Hello, OBS. Okay, can hear me now. Yay.
Okay.
Oh, is your microphone? Wait just a second to say something.
Hello.
Oh, it's playing both into the mic and the desktop. Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Okay, say something.
Hello?
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Sir?
Okay, let's get my actual microphone. And the cable for it. Oh, this is going real well. Alrighty. Pretty much they like announce the theme and it's like, oh no, what are we gonna do? Scree!
We panic. P-A-N-I-K.
Yeah, that.
Panic. Panic.
I like Bannock. Bannock is good.
Panic, that's what we're calling the game.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, okay. Where am I gonna put the microphone here? Oh, I was just touching the front of my. Oh, I'm so sorry if there's anyone actually listening to this.
Oh god.
I probably should have just muted the microphone for this period.
Gone. Maybe?
So I'm just the ultimate dum-dum. I've been trying to plug my microphone in, but the microphone was plugged in upside down this whole time.
What? The USB?
Yeah, my USB microphone. Alright, try saying something again.
Hello.
What? Why can it still hear you? I don't get... I don't want to put on headphones. I hate headphones. Please don't make me do this microphone setup. Big sigh. Okay. Alrighty, anyway. More ideas for the game. We have a good theme for it. That theme definitely does, like, even when I play the theme, every time I play that theme I came up with, it just sounds like Stardew Valley.
It's just not battle music.
Yeah, definitely not battle music. So, the goal, anyway, is to think of something that's calming like Stardew Valley, but not nearly as large, and in some ways, just a short little story. We could probably even go for a platformer would be best. What do we have for that? So it's a win-win situation. We know we're applying that to the story. We want two unlikely characters to work together. To achieve a similar purpose. This is difficult actually.
Coming up with it?
Yeah, there's difficult parts to it for sure.
I'm still trying to find that comic.
What can we do for the idea of like almost a fusion in a way, like literally a symbiotic relationship? Two things literally merge to become one thing, and they benefit each other, or they have their own specific traits that they can only have separated. In a way, actually, that could work well because that would give us the ability to have it as single player or multiplayer. Because what we could do is, like snipper clips, right? That can be a single player game. You can just switch between the characters. But you also have the option of having a second player take control of one of the characters. So if we just have it where the characters are separated at one point and then can merge into one, I think that would be a good enough idea. So, what are their powers separated, and what can they do merged is the plan.
Why is this so difficult? It should not be this.
Yeah, for now, let's ignore
Just ignore the theme altogether.
well, no, not ignore the theme. More, let's ignore trying to connect everything to the theme. Let's say what we have is what the theme's going to be. Symbiotic relationship. They're both trying to work together for the same cause. That's it. We have the theme figured out. What are each of their powers now? This is just like regular game stuff here.
Yes. Well, if we're determining that, we should figure out an end goal.
Figure out a what?
An end goal.
Yeah. They're both probably trying to save someone or something.
Or it might not have to be saving someone. It could just be kind of like Portal 2, where it's like, oh, hey, you have to work together to overcome these tests. And maybe birds are involved.
And maybe birds are involved?
Yeah, in Portal 2.
Oh. Okay.
Where'd you get birds from?
It could kind of be something. I'm just trying to think. We could go for kind of a balancing element, like two characters represent opposite sides of a balance in the universe, say white and black, or light and dark, or good and evil. And the idea is that there is a force, some kind of entity that's trying to create unbalance in the universe. So what it does is takes, say, two relics that each of these characters have, and it essentially tries to tear apart the entire universe. These two characters from the opposite sides now have to join forces, even though they're opposite sides, to try and win. Or win-win in this case. Are you thinking of what?
Legend of Zelda Four Swords Adventures.
Oh yeah.
And also like the Triforce.
Yeah.
So what were you saying about the two people who are opposites?
So it would essentially be like there's some kind of balance in the universe, and these two characters are the opposite sides of that balance. This balance could be anything. It could be light and dark, good and evil. We could go for just colors blue and red, or blue and orange, I guess it would actually be, but like anything that is two opposites and they represent balance in the universe. We have this third kind of unrelated force to both of them, and this entity just essentially stands for chaos. It wants unbalance. So it does something, takes some... Yeah, it essentially takes one thing from each one of them, and this causes unbalance, which will tear apart the universe. They just want to get their things back, but they can't do it alone, so they need each other's help.
What if we literally make it black and white? Like the two characters
Or,
are white and black, and the white character has a black dot on their forehead, and the black character has a white. It doesn't matter where it is, but like they have. It's just to represent the yin yang balance.
yeah, something like that could work. And then what'll each of their mechanics be like?
What would their powers or their stuff be?
Yeah. So like if I'm just trying to think. Definitely black seems more like a powerful, evil, dark kind of color. It seems like that would be a more combat focused character, where light would be avoiding getting through tight spaces and stuff. So one could be more agility and platforming based, while the other is combat and breaking stuff based.
So we've got a tank and a maneuver.
Essentially.
Okay.
Because I can't think of what else would be good for their powers. And then the thing is too, are we going to have any kind of merging of the two characters be anything, or should they just stay separate?
Well, here's the thing. What's taken from them?
Yeah, something needs to be taken from both of them. So like, let's say I think it was even in Portal, there was these walls that you couldn't carry certain objects through, like the companion cubes, right?
Yeah.
Or shoot portals through. Yeah, things like those. So the idea is there might be a wall that only the light character can pass through, and a wall that only the dark character can pass through. So if they're merged, then they're not able to go through either of those walls.
Oh, you know what?
Hmm.
What if you know the two dots in yin and yang?
Yep.
Which is like basically half of the message.
Yeah.
What if those were taken? So that left them disconnected, left them separate. So now white doesn't really have understanding of black. Black doesn't really have understanding of white. But what they do know is that they need that balance back to be able to prevent total atomic world annihilation.
Yeah, kind of like just a sense you have that without the dots you'd feel incomplete, so you're trying to get them back.
Yes.
So then, yeah, then the idea is they reclaim their dots at the end of the game.
Oh, you know what would be
Hmm.
sad?
What?
Is if it was these dots that was that was that was basically able to um I'm assuming these aren't people, these are just their entities representing balance. So the way that I see it is that these these two characters, white and black, um, are kind of forged together, uh, with the purpose of balance in mind, not by them, but by some other force. But while they're connected, they they're basically immobilized. They're not. They can't feel anything. They don't know anything. They're just they just exist for the sake of keeping the universe intact.
Mm-hmm.
But when these dots are stolen, they 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 do disconnect, and they have they have consciousness now. And so at the beginning they're kind of like, I don't want to work with this guy. Like they show not a lot, but like they show distaste towards each other. But through the game is them building building up this relationship between the two, so that so that the balance that they need isn't the balance for them isn't the dots. Their balance is not the universe's balance, but they need um but they know that they have to get them back to help everyone else. But the thing is if they get those dots back, then they're going to be immobilized again, and they're not going to be able to they're not going to know what's going on, so that they're like at the end when they're all buddy buddy, they're friends now. Now they're just kind of it's basically
Yeah,
like
that's when
saying
they.
goodbye.
Yeah, it's kind of like as soon as everything is all done and over, they find out, oh, we're just gonna revert back to lifeless blobs that just sit around and do nothing forever.
Yes.
Yeah, so
How
I
would we
think I think
create
that
a
idea actually
situation
really
out
kind of
of
works.
that?
Yeah, I think that idea really works. So, so then let's say the idea with it is we have the two characters, one who's more agility based and one who's more based on breaking through stuff. There are barriers that only one can pass through at a time, which includes their fused forms. They can't pass through it if they're fused. And then what is it? Then what are we gonna take from them also if they're fused? Because yeah, just passing through, well, like we could just make them a super powered character that has the agility and the braking. Maybe they're both reduced a little bit, so maybe you jump a little lower and you can't break as strong of blocks. But you might need the combination power for certain things, like breaking certain objects in hard to reach areas. I don't know.
How about with the combination thing? Because you don't actually have the thing that binds you, it becomes pretty difficult to maintain that form. So it's only a limited ability that you can use. I'm not sure how that would
Maybe.
play in like a puzzle game where you kind of need to think these things through, but
Well, yeah, because the issue is, it definitely is a puzzle game for sure. At this point, let's say the player runs out of the stamina for doing it. We don't want it to recharge because that means you have infinite attempts at the same puzzle. In a puzzle game, you would want them to say, okay, if you run out of the stamina, you're just going to have to restart the level because you did something wrong.
oh, what if we literally utilized it in that way, where stamina is the thing that you're meant to preserve and not waste?
Yeah? Huh. So then the idea is every time whenever they're fused, they're using up this meter that's kind of draining a little bit of energy from each of them. And if they run out of this total energy, they both just kind of disintegrate. Also, this energy could actually be their health bars. We could say they each have a health bar of 50 points. Because we probably could add like a couple enemies into the levels, just things that would be simple, move back and forth and damage you if they touch you. Just a Goomba, essentially.
These would be
Maybe some projectile firing enemies.
chaotic colors.
Yeah, yeah.
No way. Can that be the entire boss? Like all the bosses, they form the special. The rainbow is literally called the chaotic colors. And the colors
Yeah, maybe.
represent each of the bosses' special powers.
Yeah, that could probably work.
Starting with red, making its way to violet.
Huh. Yeah, that kind of works actually. And then so yeah, that'll work. So let's say, obviously we're only really gonna get around to the first boss in this, but what I think we should do for the first boss is not make it one of the main colors, but make it the entity that binds all the colors together for the super final boss.
And it should be a
so we're gonna say
scripted event so that you always lose.
Oh yeah, this boss will be a scripted boss, so you would probably what we could do is we could try our best to make. This is how the progression of the game will go. At the start of the game, they defuse after their dots are stolen, and they go separate ways. So you have just the light gameplay so that you learn how the light mechanics work, then just the dark gameplay so you learn how just the dark mechanics work. After that first scripted boss that they'll lose, they merge together.
Also,
or not literally merge, but...
2D platformer?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just so I'm on the right page here.
Alright. So there we go. So we have a good plan for this now. So then the idea is... Oh, this could actually work really well. The idea is that this chaotic entity, it could represent colorlessness, for example. Not colorlessness like white or black, depending on which colorless you're talking about. Colorlessness as in transparent, so it's an unseeable entity, is what this chaos creature is. All you know is that it can interact with the world around it. So what it's doing is it's taking pieces from all of these color entities, to absorb their powers into that super boss right at the end. So then, essentially, every single color and its opposite are bosses in the game, and the bosses will be created through the process of this invisible entity taking the piece from it and then turning into a giant monster of that color. In a way, it's just the whole thing with Undertale and the 6 human souls. It just turns into Omega color chaos thingy. Still there? Hello? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Apparently, the game jam starts in -8 minutes and -43 seconds. What if I refresh the page? Oh, well, it's fine now. Hello? Are you there? Hello, hello, hello? This is really weird. This is off to a wonderful start. Oh, hello.
Sir?
Wait. Oh, okay, yeah, we can hear each other, right?
Hey, yes.
Yeah, okay. What did you last hear me say?
You said, okay, so this chaos...
Okay, what was the last full sentence you heard me say so I can know where to go off of?
You were saying... Oh, this could work extremely well, actually. Okay, so there's gonna be this chaos...
I see, alright. Did I explain any of the part about all of the colors in the bosses?
No, but you did explain the two different intro sections, how there's the one for white, one for black.
Yeah, so the idea is that every world in the game, after the two colors rejoin, or the white and black rejoin, I mean, the idea is that every color will essentially be its own world. And whenever you complete a world, or never mind actually that part, but every boss in every world will literally just be the color entity, similar to how you were just this blob of lifelessness at one point. That's what all these color entities are. So then the chaos creature takes their special piece of them, or whatever it is, and essentially corrupts the creature, the color creature, and turns it into this giant monster that tries to kill you. Obviously, every color would have its own kind of unique battle and mechanics based on the world that led up to it. So here's what I think we should have. We should have just a couple levels to introduce each of the characters, and then we should probably do the 2 levels that go into like them together. And it could probably just be like the Sonic games, 2 acts in a single area.
What if we had the intro stage, where the intro stage is playing as both of them, whereas if you're playing as white, you're going from left to right, and if you're playing as black, you're going from right to left, and you meet in the center and fight.
Maybe, and I'm just trying to think of how that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how that works, because in the story they were in the same place at one point and then diverged because they didn't trust each other.
Maybe the yin and yang is kept in the sacred tower. And then when they were split apart, because they were forcefully ripped apart from each other. So this caused some sort of like magical energy build up and release, which launched them both their separate ways.
Maybe. So either way we do it, though, or what we could say is they're each their own level, but they do arrive at the same place in the end. So obviously they both arrive at the colorless chaos creature.
Yes. Is he gray?
Oh yeah, I forgot to explain that. I was gonna say the chaos creature, since it doesn't have any colors, the reason it's trying to take the colors is to gain color. So we could either say that is gray, like you're saying, or it could essentially be an invisible entity, something that actually can't be seen but can interact with the world almost like a poltergeist. But it can also kind of collect objects around it. Like it could stir up a bunch of dust and make itself into a dust monster. Like it is its environment, really.
I'm trying to think more on the yes, obviously that. I'm also trying to think of different ways of utilizing the I guess we just kind of started referring to them as the dots.
Yeah, what are we actually gonna call that? We just call them something simple like charms.
Maybe. My idea for that is that those dots or charms. Those were the reason why the two were immobilized and they couldn't speak. couldn't feel, they couldn't do anything. They just kind of existed. It was these dots that did that, but it also. I'm trying to think of another way because I want the. I'm
Oh
thinking
god.
of a way that the boss can utilize this between for different forms, so that
either at the very end he uses them, or throughout he lends some of the power to the bosses, which make them more powerful, but also they're kind of more reckless animals than anything, because they can't really think anymore.
Maybe. Huh. So, I'm just trying to think, what exactly are you saying the charm does in this case?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
just a second.
The charms.
Got you. All right. What if I was just trying to think of this? So the charm. What if the charm is more a thing that protects it? So by removing the charm, it actually allows the chaos creature to essentially infiltrate and corrupt the entity. And that's how the bosses work. It takes the charm off and then corrupts it, turning it into the boss. So then your goal is to defeat the boss, and you would obviously get the charm. So, but the chaos would retreat with the power of the color entity.
Would each of the colors have their own charm?
Yeah, every color would have its own charm.
Which would be its color?
Yeah, it would be its color, essentially. It'd be... So if we said that was the case, probably the charms would be almost like the Chaos Emeralds in the original Sonic games. You have to kind of go through a hidden stage to find each of them.
Mm-hmm. They're not really necessary to the plot, are they? Like, you don't need to get them to be able to win the game.
You don't need them to beat the game, but you'll need them... We'll probably have two possible endings. It'll be beating the game without the charms, which will probably result in all of the colors being destroyed. However, the universe itself is not destroyed because yin and yang still exist. Alternatively, it could be the opposite. The colors survive and yin and yang die.
I'm trying to think of a way that we can use the chaotic entity to create a win-win situation.
Maybe if you don't get the charms, then that entity survives. Or it could be the opposite, actually. If you get the charms, you can save the chaos entity, but remove the chaotic part of it. So it's not essentially trying to destroy reality anymore.
Or...
Mm-hmm.
What if he had his own charm?
Oh, yeah.
But that's the charm that makes him kind of go nuts. Same way as, like, yin and yang. They're... The only reason that they're given purpose and balance is because of their opposing charms. This guy, Chaotic Man, Mr. Gray, his charm is the complete opposite. It's pure chaos and rage.
So the goal is to remove his charm, then?
It could be. But how much would we be able to be able to clarify that in plot?
Well, it could be explained for sure, but the idea is this. I'm thinking if the chaos creature, like we said, is colorless. It's invisible entirely. So you actually cannot see it or its charm in its regular state. And when you fight it without having all of the color charms, that means it'll be protected by all of the color powers. So you can defeat the boss without the color charms, but it will result in essentially all the colors being destroyed along with it. They're all a single entity now. So, if you get all the color charms, it'll neutralize the powers of the color entities in the boss, allowing for the boss to still be seen because it still has the colors in it, but it's no longer protected by all the color powers. And so it reveals where the charm is on the boss, allowing you to attack it. And by attacking the charm and eventually breaking it, it will kind of uncorrupt the chaos creature.
I think in this case, creating like just the beginning of the game,
oh,
like
obviously,
the first couple levels of the game, I don't think that would work in this case because the story is pretty important and we might need to include a lot. So, what if we made the intro stage like we said? We have the plot, and then short levels for each of the colors, and then the final boss. I don't know how much that is, like on your end, but and even if we decide to like scrap some bosses in the demo, be like, hey, here are some of the bosses, and then here's the final boss.
I think what would work is if we essentially did the two bosses, the colorless chaos creature and the all-together chaos creature, but then we made just a short... I think we should just make a short demo level for each color and then expand on the game later. So the game will be this short little like 5-minute demo, not literally 5-minute, but a short demo where each level is quick and easy to an extent. And then we work on this. Yeah, then later we can work on like the actual story part of it.
Alright.
So there, we have our goal now. We're gonna make... Are we still gonna do a level just for white and just for black and then have them join up for the invisible boss and then do each level together?
Yes, but obviously like quite short.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of white coming in from the left and then black coming in from the right.
Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to start creating the rooms. We have RM main menu. We're still going to have a bunch of the accessibility control or options that we had before. Room. There's room. Options menu.
White being the kind of agility-based character, he could be very... Oh, wait. Should we have them male and female?
Yeah, we could. So that way the game essentially becomes a love story.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so then,
We would have to, because of inclusivity though, we would have to make it so that you can choose either characters to be which gender, so either black is male, white is female, or white is male and black is
yeah. So then, yeah, sure. We'll essentially just make a version of each, but...
gender swap.
Yeah, pretty much. It'd be when you start the game, it'd be pick your characters, pick your character pair.
I'm gonna look up yin and yang real quick.
Alright, RM... Credits, menu, RM.
It's a concept of dualism describing how seemingly opposite or contrary forces may actually be complementary, interconnected, and interdependent in the natural world, and how they may give rise to each other as they interrelate to one another.
Huh.
Oh.
Huh.
Yang, which is the white,
Mhm.
represents the known. It represents order, masculinity, day, the known, authoritarianism,
Yep.
And fascism.
Oh.
Yin, on the other hand, is the unknown. It represents chaos, femininity, night, the unknown, decadence, and nihilism.
Huh. So it definitely doesn't really work calling them yin and yang, at least with the story we've already prepared.
No, it doesn't.
It'd probably just be easier to say white and black in this case.
What? No!
Time to go?
Yeah.
Alright.
So what are... Before we go, just so it... Are we gonna name these characters? Should we be naming these characters?
We can give them some kind of pun based on their color, essentially. Like, what could we do with white and black or light and dark?
Black and white names.
I'll probably end the stream here for now, because I'm not going to be talking at all and nobody's even watching it anyway, so...